Tuesday morning beginner workout. I'm Dave. Today we're going to be doing a workout where we do upper lower core cardio all in one group. We'll start with some mobility for a warm up. We're going to do palms up with our arm swings. Similar format as most other weeks, right? We're going to do 3 groups instead of 4 groups with 4 exercises in each group. 30 seconds on each exercise, about 10 seconds rest, which is really just transition time. And we're going to do 3 reps per group. And then we'll transition into these side leans, taking a step to each side. Not so much a lunge. Big thing is we want that trail leg to be straight. We're just going to move into our jumping jacks. You could be doing a full jumping jack, of course, or we could just be stepping into our jumping jacks. I know you continue doing those. I just have to pop a window in here because it is toasty. Okay, and we'll go into our torso rotation. So fingers interlocked behind the head. Pull the elbows back so they're in line with the ears, and then just rotate through the torso. Then we're going to do our hip hinge. So I'm pushing my hips back, crawling my hands in front of my body, pulling back on my left fingers, arms overhead, hips to the right, lean to the left, hips to the left, lean to the right. And we're going to do that one more time. This time pulling back on the right fingers, arms overhead. And we're just going to add in some little pull squats. So I'm just pushing my hips back, bend at the knees, chest stay up. Couple bounces, and then I come up. Okay. Like I said, we have 4 exercises in each group. You might want a chair if you want to modify your push-ups from an incline position. So what I mean by that is you could be using a chair, nice straight line, do your push-ups like this. You could do your modified push-ups from your knees. I like to keep my feet up off the ground. I have to always make sure I'm talking loud enough because I am a quiet talker. Or you could be doing a full push-up, of course. Our Pallof squat is still going to use the chest. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our hands together. Really squeeze them together, really like you're crushing something in between your palms. We're going to squat, push our hands out, still while squeezing, and then stand up. If you need to modify for that, I suggest getting something, like I have this couch here that I can sort of touch down to. A chair would work as well. So that's how you can modify that. Reverse crunch will be on the ground. What we're going to do is you're going to start feet close to your bum, hands on the outside. You're just going to lift your knees up, bring them back down. Try not to allow the heels to touch the ground. If you want to make it harder, just extend your legs. And last but not least, we have our side shuffles. So again, I push my hips back, bend at the knees, chest stays lifted, and we're just going to shuffle side to side at your own pace. All right, so 30 seconds on each group. We'll get going in 3, 2, and 1. Modifying push-ups. I'm going to start from incline here. 30 seconds. Go at your own pace. All right, 10 seconds. pretty much to get up off the ground if you're there, grab a quick drink of water. Pallof squats are next. Again, I'm squeezing my hands together, push my hips back, squat, push out. I never stop squeezing, even when I'm all the way out and it's hard there. That's just going to keep the chest engaged. And you're probably feeling that in the chest, you know, in similar muscles that you used on those push-ups. Don't stop squeezing, don't stop squeezing. All right. 10 seconds to get on the ground for our reverse crunch. The feet won't be right up next to the bum. The further out you are, the harder it is, though. And we're lifting. And I try not to allow my heels to touch the ground. If I want to make it harder, I extend out a little bit. And maybe I'm just lifting instead of bringing it in. But the reverse crunch is all that's required for today. It is a beginner workout after all. All right, and we're up on our feet for our side shuffles. I hinge at the hips, bend the knees, chest stays lifted. And then everything is just staying square, right? My toes, my knees, my hips, my shoulders are all staying square to whatever direction I'm facing. All right. So again, it's just 10 seconds of rest again. We just keep moving through. Modified push-ups. I'm going to go from the knees this time. I still move in a straight line, even though I'm going from my knees. You can keep your feet anchored. It does make it a little bit easier. And then I just go through the full range of motion all the way down, all the way up. We're done those. Again, I'll show you with the chair, the Pallof press this time. The most important thing is I squeeze the whole time. I touch down, stand up, extend my arms out fully while squeezing. Down, stand up. Chest stays lifted the whole time. Five more seconds. All right, reverse crunch is next. We're lifting. I try to think about bringing my knees to my chest on this one by using my core. I contract my core pulling in, and then I contract my core to stop my heels from touching the ground. 10 more seconds. Contract. It's like you're bracing for someone to punch in the stomach. Okay. And last but not least, our side shuffle. So again, it stays square, whatever direction I'm facing. And I'm just quickly moving to the left and to the right. Staying on camera for everyone. Again, you can add speed to this. Depending on your ability. So I got 10 more seconds here. Perfect. All right, last round, group one. Modified push-ups. Again, we could be doing full push-ups, so I'll do a round of those for you guys. Perfect form, the whole time, nice straight line, all the way down, all the way up. movement almost done, 10 more seconds. And time. Could probably squeeze down an extra one there. All right, Pallof squats are next. So again, squeeze. Squeeze and squat. Come back in, still squeezing the whole time. You can take a little bit of a break when you're up here. But for the most part, try to squeeze those palms together. Halfway there. All right. Reverse crunch. And we're lifted till the 7:10 mark. Yeah, you can be making these harder or easier based on your ability. To do it harder, you just extend your legs. To make it easier, you bring your heels closer to your butt. All right, last round of side shuffles. Last exercise of group 1. Hinge from the hips, bend at the knees, chest stays lifted. Everything's square. And we're just shuffling side to side. Last 10 seconds. Well done. Okay. We will stop the timer. Right to group 2. Boy, I didn't hit anything there. Okay. Group 2. Bent over Y raise. So I push my hips back. My arms are in a Y. Thumbs are up. And I'm just lifting all the way to the top. Let's actually go all the way to the knees to all the way to the top, all right? All the way to the knees, all the way to the top. Single leg deadlift. If you have a chair, you need it, you can use it to balance. Essentially, we're going from one leg. Whoop. Do that again here. Take your time. Go through your appropriate range of motion. That could be touching the floor. That could just be right here. If you have balance issues and you don't have a chair, what you can do is you can just get that leg back, keep the chest lifted, etc., etc. The side plank with raise, it's a lateral arm raise. So I'm in that side plank position, lateral arm raise. We are going to switch halfway through, or you can do modified, of course. We are going to switch on the 15-minute mark, or the 15-second mark, probably more closer to the 13-second mark. So I encourage you to try to go from a full side plank because you're only holding it for 13 seconds. And then lastly, we have our mountain climber. So we're in a high plank position. Drive same side knee, the same side elbow. And again, we can add speed to this. You could be doing it from an incline, whatever needs to be done there. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get started with the bent over Y raise in 3, 2, and 1. Hinge from the hips. Thumbs up. Arms are in a Y. I go all the way down to my knees. The highest possible position. Squeeze at the top. Don't rest too long at the bottom. Yeah, thumbs stay up. All right, single leg deadlift in 10 seconds. I am going to use my chair on this one. Again, I kick that leg back. And when I use my chair, I'm alternating, by the way. when I use my chair, I'm barely using it. So I'm just using it to sort of catch myself. I'm just putting a finger on it like so. If you need a whole hand, go ahead and use a whole hand. But if you want to try challenging your balance, try to only use, nothing or a finger or just using it to catch it. All right, we got to get down on the ground. Those side planks. All right, we're lifted. At the 133 mark, we are flipping. Good flip. Now with this, make sure in your side plank that you're staying open. You don't close and collapse like that. Stay nice and open. Hips stay up. And we're done. I'm going to demonstrate the modified, or I'm going to do the modified mountain climber, which is from the incline. So I showed you the main one, but you could be doing it from the ground, certainly. Same principle, right? I could be doing this outside at a park bench. I could just be doing this on the ground. I could certainly be picking up the pace. And of course, the closer you are parallel with the ground, the harder it's going to be. All right, hips back. Going to our Y raise, all the way down, all the way up. Thumbs stay pointed up the whole time. And you can just pick a point, about 2 feet in front of you to look at. 2, 3 feet, 4 feet maybe. Just so that head stays neutral. Thumbs stay lifted, squeeze at the top. And time. All right. Single leg deadlifts next. Go. My chest stays lifted as I go through this. All right. Chest stays lifted. Only using the chair when I need it. Ten more seconds. Okay, we'll give ourselves that extra little bit of break to get on the ground. Show you the modified side plank this time. So for the modified, we're still switching on that 13-second mark. 4:13 we'll be switching. The big thing is really try to get those hips off the ground. I'm going from my knees instead of my feet. And we can switch real quick. Oh, that clock took 2 seconds. Hips up high, stay open. The arm lifting up and down from your side is more a distraction than anything from the side plank. All right, and we're up into that mountain climber. If you want to add a little bit of a challenge, you can go cross body instead. Important thing is, as you can see from the side angle, is I'm staying straight the whole time. I don't allow, that doesn't happen, where I lose the straightness in my spine. 5 more seconds. And time. Okay, round 3. Hinge from the hips. Thumbs are up. Lifting. Stay lifted, thumbs stay up. Okay. And our single leg deadlift. Just noticed that we're not live, but we are recording, so we'll have to make do with that. That happens sometimes. Technical difficulties sometimes just they happen. Switch sides. I was doing all one side there. That's an option you can do. Maybe my mind was a little preoccupied. At my bit of a failure, we're done there. We're gonna go into our side plank with a raise. Hips are lifted. They're open. 702, 703 is when I'm flipping. Switch sides. Okay. There's a little extra on somewhere, but that's okay. Into our mountain climber. Driving that leg forward. Almost done. 10 to go. And time. Awesome. Okay. Bring this to our last group. Stop timer button. We have our bench dip. It's right here. You can demonstrate quickly. Bent knees, down, up, down, up. Push your elbows together in the back like you're squeezing a beach ball. Transverse lunge is the difficult one. So I'm standing square, facing one side of the room. I'm going to step out my feet, so my feet almost have 90 degrees here. I'm going to lean the one I stepped out at, step back to return to normal. So if I'm thinking about it as a clock, both feet are facing at 12. I bring my right foot to 3 o'clock, lean to 3 o'clock, step back to 12. Halfway through, we'll switch to 12 and 9. Low plank. We're just going to be in that low plank position. If you need to modify, you can. Last but not least, we have our side hops, just side to side. Or, you can just be taking quick steps. Okay? Start with our bench dips. 3, 2, and 1. Bent knees, elbows pointed back. Go at your own pace. Squeeze that beach ball. If you need to make it harder, step out a little further. You're going too fast. Remember, we still got 10 seconds left, so slow down if you need to. All right, and a transverse lunge. Okay, both feet facing 12 o'clock. I'm going to step my right foot out to 3, lean to 3, step back. Right. I know the door just sort of washes me out. I want you guys to see. Switch sides. Now I'm stepping to 9 o'clock. More. All right. Enough time to get down on the ground into that low plank. Oh, from the forearms here. A straight line. Shoulders, hips, ankles. Well, 30 seconds we're here. Sorry, I can't see that. Less than 10. Actually, no, we still got 10 seconds. That's my bad there. All right, we'll stand up. We're into our side hops on the 2-minute mark. But again, you can take your time with this, right? You could be side to side. It could be smaller hops. You know, you could be more setting yourself up, or it could just be more of a step with a little bit of bounce to it, whatever you need it to be. Right? We make our workout our own. Okay. That is round 1. Round 2 with bench dips. Elbows pointed behind. Transverse lunge. Yeah, both feet are at 12 o'clock. Maybe I'll stay in front this time. And right, my back to 3 o'clock, back to 12. We're switching sides on the 24, 25 mark. So one more here. We'll switch sides. Chest still stays lifted the whole time. The angle of my shin bone never exceeds the angle of my spine. All right. Low plank, starting on the 50. Make sure I can see the clock so I don't make another mistake like last time. Hips are not too low, not too high, right? Straight line. More seconds. Stay strong. If you need to modify again, it's just from the knees, right? Same principle applies. I like to lift my feet to make it a little bit more challenging. And we're up for our side hops. Yeah, and you can take more of a time with the hop on this one, right? I could be set up. So hinge from the hips, chest stays lifted. I take a little hop, set myself up again. Little hop. You could be doing that, you know, set up a little bit faster where you're going, you know, set, 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 right? Or you could just be doing your step. Three, 2, and 1. All right. Bench dip, still 540. Squeeze the elbows behind the back like you're holding on to that beach ball. Your range of motion doesn't have to be like all the way down, all the way up on this one. Go to where you're comfortable. This is a fairly difficult exercise. I can have some negative effects on the shoulder if you do it wrong. So just go to where you feel comfortable. But we're done with those for today. Transverse lunge is next. Then I'm standing tall. I'm going to step out to 3 o'clock, lean into it, step back. 3 o'clock, back. Switch sides. Ten more seconds. Oh, we're done there. Low plank from 6:30 to 7. Nice straight line the whole time. Drop my hips a little bit. Nice straight line. My hips are not. My hips aren't sagging. Get to that point, put your hips where it feels the hardest. That's how you know they're not too high, not too low, is it feels the most challenging. I think we have 10 more seconds. Might be going over on it, but that's okay. We're going to fight it out. If you need to modify, you modify. And time. Okay. 10-second break, last little section of side hops. It's lifted. Less than 10. Awesome. All right, we're going to go right into our stretches. So we'll start with our seated pitch-in. I'm going to sit down, cross my left leg over my right. Excellent work today. We're going to switch sides. Just leaning forward. We're going to go into our door frame stretch. Switch sides. We're going to do a modified child's pose. I'm going to use my chair here. I'm going to grab the handles, maybe the seat, push my hips back. And this just shows you, like, I know a lot of people shy away from child's pose because they have to get up and off the ground. You can do it on your work chair. You can do it on a chair in the office. Excellent. Well, that is all I have for you today. I rushed to cool down a little bit so I can get this up on YouTube so you guys can actually do it because it didn't go live for some reason. But I will see you guys on Thursday for a HIIT workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, comments, or concerns, always leave them in the comments. Have a wonderful day.